How's it going, guys? This is another review video. Basically, I ended up with this guitar a wee while ago, and yeah, just at this point I'm actually just selling it, so I thought I'd do a quick review on it before I get it parceled up here for the new owner. This is a Caparison TAT FX metal machine, which is basically the signature model for Adam D from Killswitch Engage. So, yeah, basically Caparison guitars came about from, I believe it was the head luthier for Jackson's custom shop, maybe in the 80s or something like that. Wanted to start his own company, and that's where Caparison came into the picture. So I think it's kind of fair to say they're aimed at metal players. I mean, look at that headstock. I don't think you doubt that it's made for metal players when you see that. But yeah, I think the focus was always like extremely high quality and playability, as well as being quite unique, which is, you know, one of the best things I think about the brand in general. Like, it's quite hard to, you know, reinvent the guitar, so to speak, and I think they did a really good job. Even if we're just talking about the headstock's going to get a lot of points in this, as I'm sure you'll know. I guess let's start with some of the specs. So I'll start at the headstock end and then work my way down. So yeah, this is called the Devil's Tail headstock. That's just so damn cool. Let's see if this will focus on it or not. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, you see the logo up there, and then it's the colour is matched to the rest of the body. Yeah, so it's just a really mean looking design, and yeah, you can see on it TAT special. So TAT stands for through and through, relating to the neck, but I'll get to that in a wee minute. But yeah, on the back of it, you can see it has a set of hip shot grip locking tuners. I have an Aristides guitar with these on them, and it's incredible. So easy to tune, extremely stable, highly recommended. You can also see from the back there the 5-piece walnut maple configuration neck, so I think this just helps with the overall stability of the guitar. It also looks really cool. But if I flip it round, it's on an ebony fretboard with 27, yes, 27 stainless steel frets, and they're slim, like small stainless steel frets, which I thought I maybe wouldn't get on with because I'm so used to extra jumbo regular frets, but it's fine. I suppose if you ever see the hands of Adam D, they're massive, so if he can get on with them, someone with wee dainty things like me can as well. But yeah, they were spot on. Yeah, ebony fretboard, and it's a very high quality ebony fretboard. It's nearly like reflective. It's just so high quality. And then it also has the very classic Caparison clock inlays, which, fun fact, me and my brother for the longest time, when we first heard of this brand, thought they were fingerprints, just looking at the shape of them, but we never seen one up close to actually see that it was actually a clock design. But also I didn't realise that the clocks, as you go up the fretboard, they change to correspond to the fret number, like the time does, so like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so very cool little touch there. But yeah, and the fretboard's actually got this sort of white binding around it as well, which I think when I first seen the photos of it I wasn't as interested, but it's quite a classy sort of addition. I'm not entirely sure what the nut is, if I'm honest. I believe it's Tusk, based on how I've heard the Killswitch Engage guys talk about their guitars and how it's a wee bit better for low tuning, so I believe it's probably Tusk. Oh, the headstock's also binded in white as well, which matches in nicely with the neck as well. Yes, so the way this I mentioned before, this guitar, it's a TAT, which stands for through and through. So Caparison have another model called a TAT, and this is what this is, based on. I suppose modified upon that. But you can see that neck joint. Yeah, it's incredible. I'll probably try and get some close-up footage of this just so it's a wee bit easier to see. But if you can see how this fades into the paint job, so from the natural maple into the gloss, like it's a really nice touch. I've not seen that done on any other brand before. Again, just a super mega high quality guitar brand. I know I'll end up with another one of these in the future, maybe not this exact one, or this model, but like a Dellinger or something like that there. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for a good deal on a older used one. So I guess onto the body. Very simple design. So you've got the Fishman Fluence kill switch engage signature bridge pickup. So this is quite a cool change, I think, in this side of things. So normally you'll see artists, if they have a signature pickup, it's very specific to that one person. But the guys in Killswitch both use the same set, so it's just called the Killswitch Engage Fishman Fluence, which I thought was really cool. So if you get the set, if you buy the Fishman set as a set, you will actually get 2 pickups. But for the Adam D signature model, this is kind of an iconic feature, just a bridge pickup. But the likes of Joel in Killswitch gives it another really cool comparison. I'll put a photo on screen somehow. He has a neck and a bridge pickup in his as well, and it's a lovely guitar. It's like a Caparison's take on a Super Strat, and it's incredible. But yeah, back to this one. So it's basically a modified Fishman Fluence Modern, so with I guess like an EQ tweak to fit what the guys were after. And then there's another voice with the push-pull switch, which is, I believe they call it the Holy Grail passive tone. So yeah, a little more classic sounding, I guess, like not as modern high gain. But yeah, the first voice is very much their take on an active pickup that, it's voiced the way they want it to be. But yeah, and then also the bridge. So let me just look at my notes because I'll not remember what this is called. Yes, so this is the Goto GE103BT. There was no way I was going to remember that. But yeah, I think I had a Mayonnaise for a short time that had, I think, the exact same bridge, and it was incredible. I know Adam D is quite particular, and I think he was trying things for a long time before he settled on this one. But yeah, it's just a really nice, simple design. I'm not very good at setting up guitars, at least guitars with more intricate setups. But I find these ones where you only need to adjust, your truss rod and the bridge height, you can get it really dialed in really quickly and be quite confident doing those sort of tweaks yourself, which is a big bonus. But yeah, I haven't had to adjust anything on it because the thing's so damn stable, but I just know if I had to, I would be fine, which is really cool. Guess is there anything else really spec wise? You see the back of it there. The back plate is actually like this sort of, I'm guessing it's aluminium, but it's really nice. Like, again, just super high quality. Oh yes, that bridge is string free, by the way. And then just a wee bit info on the finish. So it's trans spectrum black, I think they call it. So there's a bit of a flake in it, which is really nice. And if you actually shine a light directly on it, like on the back, you can actually see through it. But I think that's on purpose to show off the neck through aspect. It'll be hard to get on this sort of wide angle, but I'll see if I can get some close-ups of it with the lights on it, and then you'll be able to see that. Yeah, I need to show the gig bag as well. 2 seconds. Oh, great. Yes, so this is I think it's the Blues Reunion gig bag. You're seeing a lot of these high-end brands actually, shipping their guitars in like heavy-duty gig bags now, as opposed to like hard cases, which I guess it's maybe like a way of saving money, but at the same time, it's like they're super high quality. So like my RSDDs came in a mono mono gig bag. I guess that's just what the model's called, but like branded where our CD's branded on it, the same way this is. So Caparison guitars under Rebellion Blues. So it's a big trend that a lot of companies are doing now, but yeah, you can see you can see this really nice plush blue interior, super well supported there, and it even has a a neck sort of cradle with a strap to sort of support it when it's being moved. But yeah, super high quality gig bag. Makes it a wee bit less clumsy for moving around, which is good. What's on my notes next? Okay, so what do I like about this guitar? So, I think first of all, you have to say the looks. Like, this thing is just an absolute monster. I love really simple designs, and I love guitars being, straight to the point in a lot of ways. And this is just a complete metal machine. Like, this is where most of that love comes from. Like, I will regret getting rid of this, but I will 100% be looking for another Caparison in the future. Just really badass. What else? Yeah, simple setup, very minimalist. There's not a lot that can go wrong, and I love Adam D's sort of mindset on that, because if you look up any interviews, he'll say that he's so disgusting on stage that he sweats out components and breaks the guitars essentially. So as simple a setup as possible is really good for him. But something that I feel like isn't talked about as much is when you have so little to distract you on the guitar, you really focus on your playing. So like say I had a Floyd Rose, I'd have a tendency to do vibrato with a bar every so often and things like that there, and if I had a ton of switches I'd be constantly messing with it, which is cool in its own right. But I've noticed just at this stage in my sort of guitar playing, I love things just being really simple. Like a lot of the time, if you're a metal guy, you're on the bridge humbucker, 99% of the time. So just one volume to slam up the full output, straight down off, if you're trying to kill the noise. So it's perfect. Another thing I love about this is just the overall quality. So this is, of course, an expensive guitar, but like it's very much like a boutique company. Like they don't make very many a week, which is usually the good indicator of like the quality control going into it. The frets, everything is immaculate. There's no imperfections in this thing. Everything's just so smooth and very well designed. Yeah, just a phenomenal guitar. The guitar is also insanely stable, so I suspect that's down to the walnut maple neck configuration, and maybe the fact that it's neck through as well, but which also helps with the sustain and things like that there. And yeah, probably the aspect that it's still a simple design and there's not much that can really go wrong with it. I haven't had to adjust the truss rod, for example, so very stable. It's also really unique. It's just such a cool design. I also love how this 27 fret at the end of the fretboard just sort of like fades off like at an angle like that. I just think it's really cool. The design aspects alone are just a real big highlight for me. And I should probably say it, I'm a massive Adam D fan. I think he's hilarious, and I think his guitar playing is top tier metal player. Like the guy does not get enough credit. That being said, people need to know who Joel is in Killswitch. He is just as good. Like their stuff is not easy, especially the newer stuff. I'm trying to learn it and get my down picking up to scratch, and these guys are just top tier. Like I always sort of have them in the same boat as the boys in Trivium. Like just like as far as metal rhythm alone, the playing is just out of this world, and the songwriting, that mix between the heavy and more melodic aspects that's so prominent in, don't want to say it, but like metalcore sort of bass genres, like both those bands do it really well. so I guess what I would say next is who this guitar is for. Um, Someone that's after just a straight up metal machine. The naming for this thing was so apt because that's exactly what it is. Like you could probably play jazz and stuff on it if you really wanted to, but it's built for metal. Like it's built for Adam D and Killswitch. So it's like searing high gain, really articulate riffs, singing harmonies, things like that. Like that's what this thing just absolutely excels on. I'd say it's for someone who, like me, it's maybe prone to get distracted with other features on a guitar. The fact that this is so simple, it just makes me focus on whatever I'm playing. So I'm only ever thinking, is that volume knob the whole way up? That's it. Or if I have to, pull the knob out for the other voicing. It keeps me quite strict and focused on what I'm trying to do, essentially. If you're a big Killswitch Engage fan, well, like it's a no-brainer. If you're in the market for a high quality, more boutique instrument, and you love metal, you love Killswitch Engage, it's a no-brainer. You can play a lot of different styles of metal on this and have an absolute blast. One thing I'll just add while I'm here, because I sort of forgot about that, I was concerned, this is my first time playing a Caparison. I thought the neck might be thinner than I'd like, but it's spot on. I think it's a little chunkier in this model than it is in some of the others. But it's a real nice, slightly tweaked modern C, I'd say. Like it feels great. It feels great for vibrato and bends, which is a big thing. And then the last thing, I'll just talk about some things that I'm maybe personally not as keen about. But first I'll just say this is a real subjective thing. So this guitar gets rave reviews across the board, but this is really the ultimate reason that I'm selling it. I am just personally not a fan of the stock voice of the Fishman Fluence Killswitch pickup, which was really surprising to me because I love their music. I listen to a ton of it. I'm constantly learning their songs, but I don't know what it is, just through my signal chain or the way I default to set up my sort of amp sims or amp. It just does not grasp me in a way that I actually like. It feels like I'm not really good at describing this sort of stuff. It feels like the mids are very high focused. So like that's the only way I could sort of articulate it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe more because I'm so used to using high output passives. Or like high output PAF style pickups. Like in recent years, the EMG 5766 became one of my favorite pickup sets, or the Lundgren M6. I adore how those two pickups sound. So like right away, I knew this was going to sound a bit different. But yeah, it just personally, it's not for me. It nearly feels like there's a noise gate on while I'm playing, when there isn't. But I mean, most producers and studio musicians, that's what they're going to want. If you're playing metal, they want it sounding super tight and articulate. So it's a very subjective thing. I know someone will get this and adore it. As far as I know, I'm the only one that's like I couldn't find any other reports of people like feeling the same way about it. But I don't want to mess with this guitar. I've never pull out that pickup because it's designed for this guitar. So I'd rather it went to someone who just would make use of it. What I will say is the second voicing on it is definitely more my style. So it's a holy grail passive tone, they call it. Yeah, it is what it is. It basically shifts the EQ around a wee bit more, but in a way that I personally like. Like it's a little more chewy, a little more, little less tight things like that there. But again, it's not a massive negative by any means. It's just personally the pickup's not for me. But again, that's me. I know people love the kill switch engage set, so fair play to them. But yeah. And then the only other thing I would add is I feel like they missed the mark, or there's maybe another reason for this, so I'll rephrase that. There's maybe another reason why they haven't put this on it, but you'll see a lot of the Fishman designed guitars have a quick charge access port, usually on the back plate, and it just, it means you can charge the Fishmans via a battery pack that's in here. Very easily. Like I can put it on a stand and plug it into like a wall socket. But on this here, it's the very traditional design where you unscrew these 3 screws, and then there's a battery cradle for a 9-volt battery. It's it's very much the old school way of doing things. So you can't really knock it. But yeah, it was just when I was trying to see if maybe initially I thought maybe I didn't like the pickup because it might have been running out of power or something, so I put in a fresh battery, but it was clearly just me personally, I don't get on with the voicing. But I remember being really surprised that I actually had to take off this plate to put a battery in. So, but again, there might be design reasons for that. Adam D and his whole thing about destroying guitars on stage with his sweat, that might be an aspect. But if it was me personally, if I was given the option to change something, I would say either have the battery pack on the inside and just a simple USB-C port here, or that sort of typical extra route for a 9-volt battery that you just pop the plastic cover off straight in, no screws, nothing like that. But again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really a lot of negatives, like, is it? I know the guy that this is going to is going to have an absolute blast with it. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm going to throw some audio samples in, so I'll do a few cleans, a few riffs, maybe some lead playing. I haven't done any lead stuff in a long time because I've been practicing rhythm, so we'll see how that goes. And I'll also try and get some close-ups of some of the finish aspects and things like that there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I keep saying I'll do more stuff more regularly, but you know how it is, just things get in the way. There's a couple of covers I'm working on, and I do want to do more of these sort of reviews. I'm just a bit of a stickler for getting a setup that works in my room, so having to drag a softbox slide out and try and fit a tripod in this room and things like that sometimes annoys me. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm pretty active on here. I love talking about guitars, so if I can help out, I will. But thank you very much. I'll see you later.